Hey everybody, it's your boy Crunchy Frog here, getting ready to hop back into this hardcore Minecraft world. So let's do it. Oh yes, where we last left off, it was raining, and the pillager patrol that was hunting me was drawing near. It's okay, I'm not gonna mess with them. I just want to get home. We are on the way home. I don't know, when I was recording the last video, it seemed like the music was a little quiet. Let's go here to music and sounds. Okay, let's see how that sounds. This is all pretty much a work in progress. Getting all the sound and everything down. I'm still not 100% happy with my microphone, but it's better than it was. So we'll just leave it for now. I watched all these tutorials and how to make your microphone sound better, and all they did was make the microphone pick up all my keystrokes and make them sound like distant thunder. Okay, cows, I'm sorry to have to do this to you. I think I might have to do a little cooking before I make it home. You can run, but you cannot hide. Which means I'll have to go get some cobble. I've got plenty of logs to make charcoal. But as soon as I find some exposed cobble, I guess I'll go ahead and cook up some food. I am feeling a bit peckish. I think I have some bread in my satchel. I really want to get the bread out of my satchel. Let's go ahead and... Well, we have golden carrots too, but I don't want to eat golden carrots right now. Seems a little too fancy. Okay, there we go. Go ahead and put this stuff back in the satchel. Yeah, this way we can maybe avoid having to do any cooking. Go ahead and put the bread on my hotbar. There it is. I figured that might come in handy when I picked it up at that village. Ah, carbs. Just what we need. Hey, sheep. Wow. Oh, there's a little village up here. There's no law that says we can't do a little poking around on our way home, right? We're not in any humongous hurry to get back home because really what's waiting for us there? Not a whole heck of a lot. Maybe a pillager patrol that's eager for my death. That's what's waiting for me. Okay, let's see here. Just a bed. These guys got... Oh yeah, look at this. More bread. We got some emeralds. Let's go ahead and pop those in the satchel. Yeah, this looks like the village that I was at before. Remember this ruined portal? A couple episodes ago? I already visited that ruined portal. I know where I'm at. This is the desert where I looked high and low for the desert temple and found not a sign of one. Very disappointing. I had really hoped to find a desert temple because those guys have all kinds of goodies in them. Yeah, we got to get back home and keep cracking. We got a lot of crops to plant. We have diamonds to find. We have a little house to build. A house to hold my pile of chests, because, you know, I never really feel settled in an area unless I have a big stack of chests to store all my stuff in. And I can feel organized. Oh wait, there's another ruined portal over here. I don't think I checked this one out yet. Hopefully there's something good in here. Well, we have some more lodestone compasses, but I already have some of those. How many do you need? Yeah. Gold pickaxe with mending on it. It's kind of funny if you think about it, right? But you can destroy like 10 blocks, and then you have to go mend it up again. I don't know. That might be a pickaxe that's more trouble than it's worth. I think I'll head down that river. What a beautiful little jungle we have over here. Uh-oh. I think it is getting pretty close to evening time, though. Make sure my bed is on my hotbar. Even though it's raining and the sun's not out, you can still sort of tell when the evening is coming, because the sky has a pinkish hue around the edges. What a cool little river, though, right? I love these little jungle rivers that wind through the jungle. There's a little dark oak forest up here. I think I'm gonna go around it. But I think the river will lead out. If I recall, the river should lead out here towards the ocean that I came in on. I just go out across this little narrow space of land here, because this is where I came in. When you've been exploring as much as I have in Minecraft, I have a lodestone compass for insurance, but I'm never really lost. Getting close to evening time here. Sure seems like it is. Go ahead and take this out and put our boat in our hotbar. So I just follow the coast up along this way, and I'll be heading towards home. I don't need my lodestone compass to tell me that, because I remember this. This is where I saw that jungle in the distance in the first place. And up here is where I gathered some dark oak saplings, remember? When first I began this journey, and look at this horizon there, you can tell the sun's starting to heat up the horizon over there. So we're just going to go over here, whip out our bed, because we know that we're getting close to our village, not too far from it. We don't want to have any possibilities of monsters spawning. See how orange that is? That's how you know when it's sleepy time. Yeah, I really need to go mine up some more iron or something, because I do want to get out of these leather boots. There's that swamp that I was so enamored with earlier on. I still like it. I like the old school Minecraft swamps. Boy, there's a natural looking piece of terrain. I say sarcastically. Oh, yes. At least I know where to find kelp if I ever need kelp. Not like in my other series where I had to go like 2,000 blocks to find a sea that had kelp growing in it, right? Pretty swamp. One thing that I really like about Minecraft, the Java edition, over the Bedrock edition, is that in the Bedrock edition, all these oceans are just swarming with drowned. You know? You can't have a mud puddle in the Bedrock edition without having a spear, a trident throwing drowned trying to murder you. I mean, seriously, it's really bad. It makes going in the water for any reason a real danger and hazard. In general, I think the Bedrock edition is a lot harder than the Java edition. I mean, you go through just any normal forest in the Bedrock edition during the daytime and you've got mobs popping up all over the place. Yes. Here's the little landmass. But according to my compass, I can just cut across here and I can save myself a little trouble. It'd be like a little shortcut. Maybe I can even go over here. This way. And find a shortcut by water. It's all part of... Ooh, look at this. We have an old growth taiga forest. And you know what that means. The possibility of black wolves. I need to keep this in mind. When I get some bones, I need to come back over here and look for some black wolves. One of my very favorite kinds of wolves. As a matter of fact, I do like the black wolf. Their faces are like little ink splotches. They're very cute. This would be nice if I could just pull up right in front of my house. Taking these back rivers. Looks like that doesn't go anywhere. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and cut across the land here. I might not actually need to, but I feel like I'm sort of dragging this out too long if I just follow the water. Couple of foxes hanging out by the sweetberry bushes. Aren't they cute? Aha, home sweet home. And I don't see any pillagers. And these trees have grown. Huh. These trees right here haven't. I wonder if these pillagers have moved on. Or they're just hanging out around here somewhere. I don't see them anywhere. Huh. I was fully expecting a little brawl when I came back here. But that's okay. You know, I don't have to have a fight with them. Yes, this is a very random way of storing things, but it's only temporary. Trust me, it bothers me more than it bothers you. But this will all be changed once I have my little hut built and the storage system. Okay, let's go ahead and chop down some of these trees. Ah, yes, home sweet home. We got the chores to do here. And we did pick up some dark oak on our adventures. Where are those dark oak saplings? Here they are. And more than the color of the dark oak, that I really don't have any huge plans for it or anything. But it's a good tree to farm because it gives you a lot of logs and you don't have to climb up real high. So that's what I'm going to do. I just want to get some more logs. But in the meantime, one project that I've been putting off that needs to be done is we need to do the very exciting Minecraft hardcore thing that really every Minecraft hardcore player does a lot of. You know. And that is terraforming. Mainly I want to do this simply because I need more land on which to build my farms. And I need to start building the farms and growing my pumpkins and melons and carrots and potatoes so that I can go and start trading them with the local villagers. Oh, I've come back and I haven't even fed the cows yet. What kind of a terrible person am I? They've probably been resorting to eating their own poo while I've been off on my little exploration trip. But I'm not a totally bad person because I did pick them up a whole bunch of hay bales, which means that they're going to have plenty of food for quite some time to come. Hey guys, yeah, that's right, Daddy's back with the food. Look, the babies have all grown up. Uh-huh. Okay, very good. Now it's back to the fun, which is removing this hill and opening up a bunch of farmland. So this will be a time when I will have a little powwow with you. That's Indian lingo for we're going to have a little talk. Now, I never really plan what I'm going to say in these videos. One of the things I like about old school Minecraft Let's Plays is that they were very unscripted. In fact, that's what I like about YouTube in general, is a lot of the stuff you find is completely unscripted, but I find that these days, more and more of it is starting to sound too scripted and produced and polished. And I'm not into that. I also like reality television. I like it when people are just being themselves and people are just keeping it real, you know? Because I think that people are very interesting. And I think that people are a lot more interesting than Hollywood writers' conceptions of people are. You know? Remember those old shows like Candid Camera? I don't know if you ever watch those old replays. A more modern example is Borat. Borat would go out and he would just get reactions. Or Johnny Knoxville. They'd go out and get reactions from real people. I always found that to be a lot more entertaining. than scripted comedy, with the exception of some. Like Seinfeld, I really like Seinfeld. Seinfeld and Everybody Loves Raymond and King of Queens and Cheers and Taxi and Monty Python's Flying Circus. I do like classic television because I feel like back in the day they didn't have so many special effects, so they had to rely an awful lot on writing. That's why I don't find a lot of modern comedies that funny, but I do find a lot of cheesy science fiction and horror movies to be way funnier. You know, you watch a really, and now it can't be purposefully funny. It has to be an old science fiction or horror movie where the producer and the director were really trying to make a serious movie, but it just turned out really comically awful. You know? I'm a big fan of the so bad it's good kind of movie, you know? I could give countless examples, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Everybody has their favorite kinds. Of course, some people don't get that kind of humor, but to each his own. See, when I was a little kid, I remember one of the first comic shows I watched was Monty Python's Flying Circus. And I blame Monty Python's Circus for me turning out the way that I did. I think I probably watched that when I was too young. And it's the reason why I've always been a little bit weird. But man, was that show funny. If you haven't watched Monty Python's Flying Circus, then you're really missing out. Excuse me, you're really missing out. Man, I should probably have like a cup of tea here or something. I'm going to be doing all this yapping. But I don't think that slurping on liquid sounds much better either. Me pausing every once in a while to gulp down something. These episodes are only 30 minutes long. I can go without a drink for 30 minutes. And we are about 5 or 6 minutes away from the end of this particular episode. We return home. Didn't have to fight any pillagers. We have a nice little hill that we have to level. I suppose I could just leave this slightly elevated, you know, and just plant my crops. But I've got a thing against planting crops on hill slopes and stuff because when it comes time to harvest my crops, I like to just move right along, you know, to do it quickly. And you just kind of can't really do that on a hillside. I mean, crops look really nice when you plant them on a hill. I've seen plenty of people do that. Then you have to harvest them. And that's when it gets a little bit interesting because every time you fall off a ledge like this, if there's a crop below you, you're going to destroy that cropland. So you have to plan the pathways and do all this stuff, and I'll just remove all the dirt and make it flat. And I'll put a fence around it or something so that the wandering trader or the pillager patrol can't get in there and trample all your crops. You know, because you have to do that. The pillager patrol, if they can't kill you, they can at least come along and step on your crops and cause you even more pain than if they shot you with a bow and arrow. Having to go back and replant. Probably have to cut down some more trees over here. Wow, down to our last 2 shovels. We're doing some terraforming. Terraforming is something that I do an awful lot of, though, in Minecraft, because I like to shape the land to my purpose. It's one of the things that I really like about Minecraft. You find a real scenic area and then you make it your own. And sometimes, if I'm close to a mountain and the mountain looks a little bland, I'll go up and I'll make a waterfall. Or I'll add an extra peak, or I'll cut away a certain part of the mountain that looks awkward, or, you know. Of course, I won't be doing so much of that in this series, because our main goal is to kill the Ender Dragon. But we're in no humongous hurry, but that is what I'm going to be working towards. Normally, I don't work towards that goal. Normally, I work towards the goal of having really good tools to more easily build really large things in my world. And for now, we're just going to be building a little fishing shack. I already have the basic idea of it in my mind's eye. See, all this is going to be farmland over here. So I'm flattening out all this territory. But I'm going to keep my fishing shack over here. And I'm going to have it elevated too high off the ground so I can plant crops underneath of it. But part of it is going to be leaning out over here. And on the front or the back porch will be a nice little fishing dock where I can fish. Not that I'm going to be doing a lot of fishing in this series, but I might do a little. We might do a little fishing. Have a fishing episode. You know, nobody does that. Because they assume it's just so incredibly boring. And you know what? It might be a little bit boring, but if somebody like BOO spent an entire episode fishing and just talked and told stories while he was fishing, I'd be totally okay with it. We're getting this hill work down. Who doesn't like to watch a bunch of dirt get mined? Sign me up. Okay, cows. You guys hungry again? It really looks like this genetic trait of this orange cow is not being passed on. And just as I say that, we have our first little calf. There we go. I knew if I said something about it, then we get one. I don't want that strain to die out. I mean, I want to eat both kinds of meat. I want to be an equal opportunity slayer of cows. I don't want to just... I like having some variety in my cows, in my herd. And to think, it was just an update or two ago. Don't just look at that stupid fox that's out there fishing. Look. And to prove that they're fishing, look, there's a bunch of dead fish hanging out with them. Look at this. He's up here literally killing fish. There's 2 of them, 2 foxes. And you know what? I'm going to pick up these salmon. Fresh salmon. Fox caught. Look at him. Look at him go. Maybe I'm spooking them. I want to actually see them kill one. looks like they might actually get some of those salmon. We see the fox in its natural habitat, fishing for salmon. What are they thinking? Maybe they're running from me. That's probably what it is. I'm probably spooking them. Oh well. It's time for bed. And it's time to end another wholesome family episode. Yes, the stars come out, but we'll never see them. Anyway. This is Crunchy Frog. And I'm happy that you watched this far. I guess I'll see you next time. Take care.